Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Charting Man Dan with the Chart Guys, and in this video we're going to check in on Bitcoin and where we stand heading into the weekend, as well as some of the consistent relative strength we've seen in crypto stocks. And we'll check in on a couple altcoins. I'm a little bit strapped for time here. We're going to go until 3:15 p.m. Eastern, and I appreciate those of you tuning in, clicking the like buttons, and doing all that stuff. So at this point, Bitcoin is very clearly struggling at 31.4 to 31.5 thousand. It's essentially a triple top at this point. And yesterday, we had a big bull move right up into that resistance where we rejected pretty significantly. And you have to remember that the ideal scenario for a trader is to head into a key clear support or key clear resistance as extended as possible. And so in the last live stream, we talked about the super stack buy signal as far as all short-term time frames being aligned in extreme RSI. We talked about the hourly, the 15-minute, the 5-minute RSI all at extremes, and that leading to the bounce that we ended up seeing. We then chopped around sideways for a while, and then we did the exact same thing in the other direction. The hourly RSI got up over 80. The 15-minute RSI was up at 89, hitting 90. And the 5-minute RSI was up, hitting 89. So that is the exact opposite. So this is the Trader Pro Super Stack alert. It signaled the buy on the way down when we were in extremes, and then it signaled the sell on the way up when we were in extremes. And again, it's not nailing the tops and the bottoms, but it's telling you, keep an eye out for the other direction. We're a bit overextended. Consolidation is due. So now we're just chopping around inside this sideways range on Bitcoin, and into the weekend we can anticipate that we're likely going to see things slow down a little bit more, and we've got the 4-hour chart on Bitcoin needing to confirm an uptrend here if we're going to remain range bound, because right now, looking at our bounce retracement size, a bear flag is still a possibility because the bounce retracement was only about 40% or so. So we had the high and the low, and here we see this bounce. Not ideal. Bulls want to see that 50% plus retracement to have confidence that a trend change, or at least that an equilibrium, is the most likely scenario. And so the bulls into tomorrow must confirm a 4-hour uptrend for the daily to get a bounce going. And again, just remain sideways. We did lose daily EMA 12. We did lose a little higher low support. We very easily could see weekly consolidation shape up. And just going back to a tweet that, I'm going to butcher his name, Karush posted, I wholly agree with this. You must plan for every scenario. We all want the 31,000 break on Bitcoin, but we're also on the verge of a local top and a bearish half year. I won't say a bearish half year just yet, but know your triggers for both scenarios and trade them without bias. So he's saying we absolutely can see bullish continuation, but clearly the bulls are struggling and it may be shaping up for weekly consolidation. Also keep in mind, if we see weekly consolidation from here, we've got to be cautious of a rising wedge. Whenever we're in a bull scenario or a bear scenario, we want to put on our glasses for the opposing side to make sure we don't get blindsided. And so as soon as I saw social media with everybody bullish, I said, okay, well, what could be a scenario where that doesn't play out? And it would be this rising wedge. So if we consolidate back down to 28,000 over the next couple of weeks, that's going to increase the probability for me that this is a rising wedge. So we do need to be cautious of that if we are bullish. But step number one would be a bear break of 29.5 into the start of weekly consolidation if this is going to shape up. If the bull can hold 29.5, they're going to keep control. So that's a key, or 29.4, I should say. That's a key short-term level. Dominant chart for Bitcoin, still heading up, which is showing us the altcoins dropping harder than Bitcoin the last couple of days. So we talked about the ideal scenario for altcoin bulls, and it's not taking place. The ideal scenario was Bitcoin trade sideways and dominance chart confirm a daily downtrend. And that has not happened, so we're not seeing a lot of strong altcoins. There are a few out there. Sol is one of them. We'll talk about Sol in just a moment. But first, let's talk crypto stocks. they've been seeing a whole bunch of relative strength. But you look at MARA, it's a tale of two different stories here, because MARA is giving us a big upper wick and looking at the potential of a lot of space for an hourly lower high to be the result of the next bounce. And if we confirm an hourly downtrend from here, daily consolidation is underway. But then you look at Riot, and Riot is a night and day difference. Riot is a huge bull candle, and this right now is rotation. We saw MARA stronger than Riot for weeks, and now the last 4 days from this candle onward, Riot has been playing catch up, and now Riot is hitting 52-week highs today, getting over 1443. MARA hit its 52-week highs long ago. No, I won't say that. Not long ago, but a few days ago. And so we've got, no, I take that back. Still not at 52-week highs yet. I'm giving the wrong timeline. We hit the highest level in 7 months in MARA over a week ago, and we hit the highest level in 7 months in Riot only today. But it's playing catch up. If you look at MARA divided by Riot, it's showing us relative strength, but huge shift today. Big drop down on that. And that just means that the Riot Bulls are playing catch up a bit. So also looking at Coin daily bull flag confirmed with no follow through. If we were to turn around and break 74.52, that would be a red flag here in the short term. And we have to confirm a weekly uptrend in Coin to have confidence that we can break 87.63 to try and confirm the monthly inverse head and shoulders. So again, keeping an eye out for possibility that weekly consolidation is shaping up. And I know I've said it many times, but I just did the math today. If you look at Bitcoin since June 21st, Bitcoin's up 1.4%, probably a little bit less now. And MARA and Riot were up 35 and 30% over that same time period. So again, these names just magnify the moves of Bitcoin in one direction or the other. And now we're watching for the potential of temporary tops. But the burden's on bears to prove to us the temporary tops are happening. And that has to happen with a Bitcoin break at 29.4. And in these crypto stocks, we have to see confirmed hourly downtrends. Riot is only just barely starting hourly consolidation. So there are no major red flags at this point, but just watching for a shift. Watching for the potential of weekly consolidation. Just cautious of that. Talked to my friend who entered a large MARA options position on June 21st. Talked to him about taking some profit today. Whether he does that or not remains to be seen. And I will be interested in an hourly lower high next bounce on MARA. ETH, testing daily support of 1816, and we're setting up the possibility of a daily head and shoulders. So even if we bounce from here on ETH, it's possible that that head and shoulders shows up. And as far as the bigger picture, again, same thing where we just came straight off the low here in a nice bull move up the last few weeks, but we don't have a weekly uptrend. Right now, ETH is in a monthly uptrend. We're not in a weekly uptrend, not in a downtrend either. We don't have a clear trend on the weekly at the moment. And the daily, you could say we did confirm a little downtrend here. And another key factor is what we keep talking about on these alt BTC pairings. ETH did not confirm the daily uptrend. This is what I drew last live stream and said this has to happen for the bulls to give us confidence that we're upholding the weekly falling wedge support. And the bulls failed to confirm a daily uptrend. It's still possible to do so over the next week, but now we've given back over half of this move, and it's going to be that much harder for the bulls to confirm that daily uptrend. Litecoin, retracement at this point, 60% plus. Tons of space for a daily lower high to be the most likely result of the next bounce. Litecoin bears are going to be looking for a sell the news event into the halving. And if it's going to be a sell the news event, it would be a confirmed daily downtrend and continued weakness from this point forward. We did just get towards 4-hour oversold conditions, and we're trying to bounce off of that at this point. But it's a weak bounce. And again, the BTC pairing, we talked about it last live stream. The fast, hard moves are nice when you're going counter trend. But if you do not confirm trend changes as a result of those fast, hard moves, they fade. And they can easily give the whole move back. And so now we're seeing LTC, BTC. If we do not confirm a daily uptrend from here, it's possibly just a monthly lower high forming on the LTC, BTC chart. So over the past couple of days, there's definitely things that are telling us it's time to be cautious. It's time to have a game plan for if things roll over and shift into weakness. And just being assured that we do not get caught off guard. Because everybody's bullish and looking for, 35,000 plus on Bitcoin and ETF dangling carrot. Well, it doesn't mean we can't see weekly consolidation in the meantime. So Sol is a lead bull without a doubt. And Sol continues to show big volatility. There's big pullbacks mixed in here. This is almost a 10% pullback, but down 8.5% into up 14%. There's just significant volatility, but still significant dip buying. And we have a 4-hour uptrend as a guide, and we're hitting the highest levels in over a month at this point. And Sol BTC is doing exactly what bulls want to see, and it's what ETH BTC failed to do and what LTC BTC failed to do. Confirm an uptrend. Keep it simple. Just a little daily higher low and higher high. And any BTC pairing that's in a daily uptrend stands out to us because there's not many of them in confirmed daily uptrends. So Sol standing out, and you look at, the list today, and there's some green out there, but Sol is standing out head and shoulders above the rest. And so Sol's going to be on watch for hourly oversold conditions next time we see it, looking for a daily higher low to try and form. 2230 is the next most important resistance level at this point, but Sol is definitely standing out as a stronger altcoin name, but we're not going to forget, anything under 2230 is just a weekly lower high. But if I'm looking bearish and anticipating that Bitcoin's going to see weekly consolidation, there's a lot of other names, Ape, weekly bear flag confirmed. We've been talking about this weekly bear flag and the bearish sentiment in the NFT space. We were talking about Mana, there's just a bunch of names where weekly lower highs are still absolutely on the table. Mana is one of them, not even close to 54 cents. Anything under that's a weekly lower high. ADA, not even close to 38.6. Anything under that is just a weekly lower high. So there are weaker altcoins that are positioned well for bears, and those bears are just waiting for Bitcoin to lose short-term strength. So again, we got to be looking at the complete picture. There will be bearish opportunity in the altcoins still, and they are potentially shaping up weekly lower highs. If Bitcoin breaks 29.4, the probabilities of weaker altcoins setting weekly lower highs will increase significantly. All right, don't have much time for interaction today, unfortunately. Gotta run, but I appreciate you tuning in for the quick check-in. Again, real quick, if Bitcoin breaks 29.4, lots of alts will be setting weekly lower highs. We'll be looking for daily consolidation in the crypto stocks. Bitcoin must confirm a 4-hour uptrend from here if we're going to defend that support and remain range-bound through the weekend. And other than that, keeping an eye on the NASDAQ, testing 52-week highs, pulling back at the moment, but 52-week highs in play. The NASDAQ is trying to be a little cup and handle here. Low of yesterday is now a key short-term support level that must hold. So just make sure you're ready for both directions. We may be shaping up for weekly consolidation. Burden is on bears to prove it to us, but it won't surprise us after 3 rejections from 31.4, 31.5. If we roll over into weekly consolidation, shouldn't be shocking. And again, for the Trader Pro alerts, we're not in back burner scenarios on most names, so I'd be watching the super stacks that show us when we're getting into extremes in both directions. Have a great Friday, have a great weekend, and don't forget to do